everybody, Monica Bodierski here, artist and author of the Shadowland Tarot and the House of Shadows Lenormand, and a few other things in the works. How are you doing today? You may have noticed I uploaded this Sunday morning because, well, I'm just getting a jump on the week, so that sometimes when folks come in Monday morning, some people get up earlier than I do, much earlier, and I'd like to have that video ready for you to watch first thing Monday morning. So, thank you to everyone who supported me with the bone and curio casting classes. They're part of a divination series that I teach online. I usually teach them in 2 or 3 parts, sometimes as intensives, and sometimes there's a bit of a gap in between. So the bone and curio casting was 2 parts. Well, so far it's 2 parts. The 3rd part is coming up in February, and I just want to say thank you to the class who attended both 1 and 2 in this last round. It was great questions, really made me think about a few things. We had some really nice discussions. It was just a lot of fun. And with that, unveiling, I have the cloth. Yes, the cloth. It is a 19.5-inch cotton, 100% cotton cloth, and you can see that the back is beautifully hemmed. It was kind of a co-creation collaboration with a very talented fiber textile artist named Leanne Shea Rem of Golden Ginger Studio. I think she did a fantastic job with this, and I do have it on sale in my shop. If you'd like to place an order, please do, because they're kind of limited edition. The reason I do that is not just because I want them to be more precious and smaller runs, but I do pay a little bit more to local artisans, and for doing small runs, I think it's worth it. I think it is. There's something about really huge mass-produced runs of things. They just don't have that same feeling, And it's also really hard for quality control. So that brings me to today's topic. What kind of, and this came up in our class, which is why I'm doing this video. What kind of surface do you use for bone and curio casting or lenormand or tarot? Well, the cloth I just showed you is my answer to my own needs and hopefully a few other people. Does it really matter what the material is? Well, that depends on your practice. I've read everywhere. Over the years I've read on, I try to keep them clean, but sometimes not so clean coffee shop tables and other locations where you just have to make do on the top of a rock, in the subway, all sorts of interesting spots, on a movie set, which I did on a very rickety piece of broken down furniture for someone who shall remain nameless, because, hey, not everybody in the industry wants you to know that they're really interested in what tarot readers have to say. So I've read just about everywhere, and I've been gifted many reading cloths, which is wonderful. They're in cotton, they're in silk. I've used a piece of buffalo hide that was gifted to me. I have deer hide that I used to do deer and beadwork a long time ago, and I still have some deer hide. And other surfaces, a piece of rabbit fur. I am really sorry, vegan folks. That's not for every bunny. Sorry, bad pun. So, the surface really depends on your practice and what you'd like to read on. And why it matters is not just the material, as I'm mentioning, but sometimes there are markers, cardinal direction markers, if those are very relevant to your practice. Maybe whether you're, what direction you're facing in. This is something somebody asked me, and I said, well, I spend a long time in a certain community. I happen to always start with the eastern doorway, and that is the beginning. That is where the sun rises. I feel that's very important. You can read in any direction you like. You can also, I'm going to show you this again, and no, I'm not just plugging it. It's for explanation purposes. This cloth has the moon phases from full moon to waning to dark moon and back over to waxing and the full moon. So I follow the moon phases. They're very important to my practice, and I like to know what's going on, what things are increasing, what energies are increasing, decreasing, and the full moon is very much a time of very strong energy, as you know, can pull those tides. And the dark moon, or the new moon, if you prefer to call it that, is very, very good for me anyway, for reflection and for some deep contemplation before starting anew again. So I put those on the reading cloth to assist me with bone and curio casting, with tarot, and with my lenormand cards. So I guess I'm being kind of practical and kind of personal in the moon phases there. You can put different markers on your own cloth, like on the outside. You can chalk on a cloth and then wash it off again. I've done that. On black cloths in particular, which is why I tend to use them, you can chalk your own symbols along with whatever's printed on there. Some people like really heavily printed cloths that have very specific spots for each card, and those can be helpful. Like there are a lot of lenormand cloths that have the entire deck from 1 to 36 in those positions. Then you do a grand tableau reading on top of that. We're talking about the petite lenormand 36 cards, and you shuffle those, and wherever they fall, those two cards, in effect, the static on the cloth and the ones that you're placing, will give you a different sort of a reading. So there's so many things out there, and it's really fun to try all sorts of different surfaces. So give that a shot. You don't, as I mentioned, you don't have to have things right on your cloth. If you want to have the elements represented around your cloth, by all means. I think the reason I've incorporated something on my cloth is because it's easy to transport. I can just roll it up and put it in, my handy dandy spider bag, Shadowland, and it fits in here. And I put that in there with the cards, and I can just pick up and go somewhere, right? I just like the mobility aspect. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to ask the cards. Honest to goodness, sometimes I think I've just lost my mind. We're going to ask the cards what kind of surface they like to be on during a reading. Yes, animists. So strange. Okay, cards. Hello? What kind of surface do you prefer? Let's pick 3 surfaces, okay? And I'll peel them off the top here. What do you think of being on rabbit fur? No, thank you. 10 of Swords. No, I prefer not to. Okay. All right, I'll keep that in mind. How about, what's another surface here? How about silk? Silk. I have so many silk scarves, and people have gifted them to me as reading surfaces. What do you think of silk? 2 of Swords says, meh, 50-50. Can't really decide. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes not so much. All right, that's kind of a non-committal answer. Okay, deck? What about a moon phase reading cloth? No, I am really not picking the cards. Hello, sun. Happy. Okay, printed cotton moon phase cloth. The sun is out here. Clearly that's a good space to read. Could my deck have said anything else? Probably not. Probably not. We have an agreement. We support one another. My deck's Instagram account is doing better than mine, but that's okay. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so very much. If you are interested in the shop, please visit my website. And don't forget, I am offering free readings now during the week on IGTV, Instagram TV. Those are also posted on my Instagram account, so you can watch those. And in that, you can do a pick a card reading. Just pick 1, 2, or 3 and take a moment to think about it, and I will turn that card over. Sometimes I have a whole stack of things and tell you what the cards are saying for the day or the week. Seems to be working very well for folks. I've had such positive feedback. Thank you so very much. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting the like button. You know I'm not doing this for money. You know, this isn't going to be one of those, not likely, 16K making $1 million places. I just really love making these videos, and I'm really happy when you give me a little feedback and let me know what you think about what I'm sharing. You can also tell me what you'd like to know. I do get some interesting emails with questions. We've had all sorts of interesting questions, and I have shared some of them. So once again, thank you so much for subscribing and liking and visiting everything that I have out there in cyberspace. Stay well and safe during these very tricky times. Check in on one another. Make sure you're all doing okay. Say hi, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.